We live in a world that constantly whispers, there's still time. Time to chase that dream, time to fix that mistake, time to change, to grow, to become what you were meant to be. And because of that whisper, we wait. We wait for the perfect moment, the perfect mood, the perfect set of circumstances, but that moment rarely comes. The truth is brutally simple. There is no tomorrow. It's not guaranteed, it's not promised, it's not owed to you. And yet, so many people treat time like it's infinite, like they've got a lifetime to start living. But life doesn't work like that. Every time you say, I'll start tomorrow, you're not pushing your dream forward. You're pushing it away. You're putting distance between who you are and who you could become. You're building a wall between yourself and your potential with every delay, every excuse, every maybe later. Let me ask you something deeply real. How many goals have you set and never reached? How many ideas died before they even saw the light of day? How many times have you told yourself, I'll start next week, only to realize it's been years? The graveyard is full of tomorrows, dreams that never came to life, plans that never took form, talents that were never used. People think the scariest thing in life is failure, but it's not. The scariest thing in life is regret. Looking back and knowing you could have been more, knowing you had the chance and didn't take it. Let me tell you something. Time is undefeated. It takes everything, your childhood, your chances, your loved ones, and eventually it will take you. The only question is, what will you do with the time you have right now? Look around you. There's someone out there right now working harder than you, waking up earlier, staying up later, grinding, hustling, sacrificing comfort for progress. They're not waiting for the right mood, the right people, or the right energy. They've made a decision. I go now, or I don't go at all. They don't care if they're tired. They don't care if no one's watching. They don't care if it's hard. Because they've realized, tomorrow isn't real. Think about it. How different would your life be if you acted like today was all you had? What if this moment was your last shot? Would you still procrastinate? Would you still scroll endlessly, binge nonsense, argue with strangers online? Would you still doubt yourself? Or would you finally get serious? Would you finally cut the excuses and get to work? Would you finally stop talking and start doing? Because deep down, you already know what you need to do. You know what steps to take. You know the habits you need to break. You know the goals you've ignored, the relationships you've neglected, the talents you've wasted. You know, so stop pretending you don't. Stop waiting for permission. You don't need approval. You don't need motivation. You need discipline. You need urgency. You need to understand that time won't wait for you to be ready. Let me tell you a short story. There was a man who spent his whole life saying, I'll do it when the time is right. He wanted to write a book. He wanted to start a business. He wanted to travel the world, get fit, fix broken relationships, but he kept putting it off. One day when he was older, he finally said, all right, now I'm ready. But by then, the time was gone. His body was weaker, his energy was low. The people he wanted to connect with were gone. He had the time, but not the opportunity. He had waited too long. Don't let that be you. Here's the harsh reality. You won't always have this energy. You won't always have this drive. You won't always have this chance. There's a window to success, and that window closes fast. Every day you wait, that window gets smaller, and one day you'll wake up and it'll be shut. Not because life is cruel, but because you chose later. Too many times. People love to say, I'll start when I'm motivated. But motivation isn't reliable. Discipline is. The winners in life, they act without motivation. They show up tired. They show up when no one's watching. They show up scared. Because they know that every time they take action, no matter how small, they're building momentum. They're moving forward. They're getting closer. Look, I get it. Life is hard. You've got struggles. You've got doubts. You've been hurt, rejected, underestimated. But so what? Everyone has a reason to quit. The successful ones just don't use theirs. You want to change your life? You want to build something that lasts? Then stop living like you've got forever. You don't. Live like today is your only shot. Work like you're running out of time, because you are. Speak your truth, take the risk, make the move, because you are not promised tomorrow. There are two types of pain in this world: the pain of discipline and the pain of regret. Discipline is tough. It requires sacrifice, effort, and patience. But regret is a silent killer. It stays with you. It keeps you up at night. It whispers, "What if?" for the rest of your life. If you want to live a life of meaning, of impact, you can't afford regret. So choose discipline now and peace later. And don't worry if people doubt you. They laughed at the dreamers until they became doers. They ignored the grinders until they became legends. You don't need them to believe in you. You just need to believe in yourself long enough to prove them wrong. Do it now. Start the project, write the chapter, make the call, go to the gym, learn the skill, face the fear, make it happen. Not tomorrow, today, right now. Because tomorrow is a ghost. It's always close but never arrives. It's an illusion that keeps you from your destiny. So if you're hearing this, this is your wake-up call. Not next week, not next year, now. Start messy, start scared, start unsure. But just start, because the most dangerous words in the world are, "I'll do it tomorrow." And let's get something straight. This life you've been given, it's not a dress rehearsal. There are no reruns, no alternate endings. You don't get to rewind. Every second that passes is gone, permanently. So how long will you keep playing it safe? How long will you keep living small, dimming your light to make others comfortable? You weren't born to blend in. You weren't created to settle. You were made for more. You feel it, even if the world has tried to convince you otherwise. Stop letting fear be your guide. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of not being good enough. It's all noise, lies dressed up as logic. And if you keep listening, that voice will bury your greatness under layers of hesitation and self-doubt. Let the world call you crazy. Let them laugh. Let them doubt. Because when you break through, when you become the version of yourself you've always seen in your heart, they won't be laughing anymore. They'll be watching in awe. And for those who think it's too late, let me tell you, the moment you're breathing, it's not too late. You might be behind, you might be bruised, but you are not finished. There is still fight in you, still time to pivot, still time to become something unimaginable, but only if you stop waiting for tomorrow. Because waiting is the cousin of quitting, and quitting isn't an option for you. Not after everything you've been through. Not after all the silent battles you've fought. You've already come too far. Now it's time to go all in. When your back is against the wall, when no one's cheering, when no one's calling your name, that's when your character is revealed. Not in comfort, but in chaos. Not when it's easy, but when it's brutal. That's where winners are born. So rise up, speak like you mean it, move like you're on a mission, live like this is it. Because this is it. You don't need perfect timing. You need decision. You need intensity. You need to look in the mirror and say, "I'm done waiting. I'm done watching. I'm done wasting my life." You want to change your world? Change your habits. Change your thoughts. Change your circle. Cut the noise. Shut out the doubt. Turn up the discipline. Every champion you admire, every legend you respect, they didn't have more time than you. They just used it better. They understood something you're just now realizing. The difference between ordinary and extraordinary is what you do when no one is watching. So don't chase motivation. Chase movement. Start with one step, then another. And when it gets hard, and it will, remember, this isn't about how you feel. It's about who you're becoming. And in the end, it's not about how much time you had. It's about what you did with the time you were given. Did you chase comfort, or did you chase greatness? Did you survive, or did you live? When your story is over, what will they say about you? That you were full of potential, but never pulled the trigger. That you had big dreams, but no action to back them up? Or that you left it all on the table? No regrets, no what-ifs, no tomorrows left unused, because you decided finally to take control, to take the shot, to stop waiting and start living. So here's the truth, raw and unfiltered. You will never have more time than you have right now. You will never be more ready than this exact moment. There will never be a sign, a miracle, a perfect storm of circumstances that suddenly makes it easier. You are the sign. This is your permission. This is your time. Because there is no tomorrow. Only now. Only this breath. Only this choice. So what are you going to do with it?